Of course, for the Detroit Pistons, we have to start with Bill Laimbeer, a member of the Bad Boy Pistons who committed plenty of dirty fouls in his time in the league, including this one on Larry Bird.
I got that master man there, trying to find open people.
Seasting, and the 24-second clock goes down, and Bird and Laimbeer go at it.
Shout out to Bird for just taking this and fighting back, literally. As for recent times, let's watch as Andre Drummond first does this.
Vasquez with a bounce to James Johnson. And a little bump there.
Because as you can see right here,
Tolliver seemed to grab him, or at least go for his arm on the rebound.
first we have Andrew Bynum roughing up Michael Beasley. This was uncalled for, but this is even worse. Because on this play, Gerald Wallace actually suffered a collapsed lung because of what Andrew Bynum did. Now, to me, this is a dirty play for sure. It does not look like he's making a play on the ball at all. But the very worst here, and the reason why Andrew Bynum is getting his own section, is this. This is the worst foul I've ever seen.
Not backing down. Berea. Oh, look at that. And if Bynum, he will be ejected. And that's one of the biggest Bush League things I've ever seen. That is terrible.
I mean, come on. This was obviously a frustration foul because the Lakers were done for, their season was over, and it was also just crazy dangerous. I mean, JJ Barea drives to the basket and Andrew Bynum throws a forearm into his chest. J.R. Smith is the man for the Cleveland Cavaliers for this video, as he has two clips here.
And the crowd on their feet here at the TD Garden. Alley-oop. That's a dirty play. Now, they might look at that as a flagrant foul as well, in addition to...
That's a flagrant too, Mike.
As we'll see with the Phoenix Suns later in this video, this type of shove could be career-threatening, so not cool, JR. And neither was this.
Avery Bradley pops out free. And away from the ball, J.R. Smith.
When we watch the replay here, we find that JR practically punched Jay Crowder in the face, and yes, he was ejected. I don't think anyone can say that Zaza didn't purposely slide his foot under Kawhi as Kawhi went up for a shot here, and because of this, after the Spurs were up by 30 points in the third quarter of the Western Conference Finals, Game 1, they would proceed to get swept, and Kawhi would only play 9 more games for the Spurs in total before heading to the Raptors. This was a history-changing dirty play, and the Spurs as a franchise have definitely felt it in recent years. Heading on, oh look, for the Houston Rockets, it's Patrick Beverley. It's no surprise that both Pat and Russ do not like each other at all. They might hate each other, and I definitely don't blame Russ, as on this play that we're watching right here, he tore his meniscus, which meant he needed several surgeries and was done for the 2013 playoffs. I mean, I don't blame him for holding a grudge. We have Kelly Olynyk, and then we have Kevin McHale. For Olynyk, was this intentional on Kevin Love? You decide.
3 for 3. Olynyk and Love fighting for it. And this thing before. Did Love hurt? Did Love hurt himself?
Yes, he did.
His shoulder popped out.
What we do know is that Love missed the rest of the playoffs with this injury and possibly cost the Cavs a championship this season. We'll never fully know for sure. What we do know is that Kelly Olynyk certainly has the reputation of a dirty player. Now as for Kevin McHale,
Here's Kareem, outlet to Worthy. Ram it. And now let's watch it. Booker and the Celtics, and now the bench is empty.
okay, so after taking this play in, just consider this fact. This was called a personal foul, nothing more, no flagrant, no technical, to every fan of the 1980s that says that basketball was a lot rougher back then. Here you go, this is your moment. Show this clip to everyone, and what's funny here is that while the Lakers obviously were very mad at this play and thought it was way over the line, Larry Bird looked back at this play and said this, quote, well, that's where all the flopping started. I don't think Kevin hit him that hard. Also, this play was huge because the Celtics were getting out-muscled by the Lakers and were about to be down 3-1 in the NBA Finals when this play took place, and suddenly the Celtics gained momentum, they gained energy, and they won the finals. Later on, Danny Ainge would call this play inspirational, which I'm sure has Lakers fans enraged. We're going to continue on with the Los Angeles Clippers, and here he's back.
Oh, what? I mean... That's as unsportsmanlike as it gets. Patrick Beverly losing control.
Patrick Beverly is, of course, here with 2 plays on Chris Paul. You just watched the first one where he shoves Chris Paul in the back, and here is play number 2.
Kawhi take it in, but the escape hatch was there, but he couldn't find the finish. Foul, Beverly.
Fouling people this hard and just playing dirty is not being a good defender. That's all I've got to say. Let's just continue to the Los Angeles Lakers, where we're going to keep things simple, as we've already mentioned Andrew Bynum. So first up, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who after a cheap shot does this. Yes, you not only watched Kareem punch someone in the face, but he also broke his own hand here, was given a record $5,000 fine, and the man he punched, Kent Benson, was the #1 overall pick, who was playing in his first game, and Kareem would miss enough games to miss the All-Star game this year, the only time he missed the All-Star game in his 20-year career. That is insane. And moving on, I'm sure you've guessed it, we've got Ron Artest and James Harden. Like, get off me. I thought it would have been on the shoulder, like just rubbed get off, not an elbow. I didn't really hit Harden, he would have had a knock. Artest was suspended 7 games for this, which to me was understandable because I disagree with him. I think he did hit Harden. But moving on, we also of course have Kermit Washington breaking Rudy T's face here, but the Memphis Grizzlies are another one of those teams that has one player that has done a lot, and that player has done a lot recently. I'm looking at you, Grayson Allen. As for the worst, we're somehow going to see another kick in the face later on, but for now, just watch this.
Now we're going to work. Oh, the technique got hit in the head.
Got kicked in the face.
Yes, Tony Allen, in an NBA basketball game, just kicked a man in the face. What a world. What a world. On to the Miami Heat. We have a kind of random player here.
This is Price. Oh, look out. Pittman slick.
As you see in the playoffs against the Pacers, Dexter Pittman just went crazy here and elbowed Lance Stevenson in the throat. This was supposedly done in retaliation to Lance making choke signs at LeBron, and if that's true, I guess this is where Dex earned his championship ring for the Heat. With the Milwaukee Bucks, we have none other than the 2-time MVP world champion Giannis, who proceeds to do this in his second season against the Bulls.
Have to hustle back. Numbers again, and back down maybe. Splash. The goal is coming. Count the basket and a foul.
This seems out of character, so what is the backstory here? Well, in Giannis' second season, in the first round of the playoffs, Mike Dunleavy was playing dirty all game. This included a hit to Michael Carter-Williams and this shove to Giannis himself. So Giannis retaliated, and sure, this wasn't the smartest move, but the Bucks were already down 30 in an elimination game, and the Milwaukee fans and Giannis' teammates seemed to respect this decision. So while the Bulls did win the series in this very game, as a Bulls fan, I can comfortably say Giannis has gotten the last laugh for sure. Now, in his time with the Minnesota Timberwolves, Kevin Love was a double-double machine. However, there is just no excuse for this at all.
The Rockets watched him rebound the ball 3 separate times. That's a foul there. Now they stole it and 30. That's
really
a foul
dirty.
right there. Dirty play, kicking him in the face.
As you can see, after he felt like he had just been fouled by Luis Scola a few times, Kevin Love literally went and stepped on Luis Scola's face. Oh yeah, and also for Minnesota, we have this play by Jeff Teague. There's really no commentary needed here. Continuing forward, we are going to save some time with New Orleans and just show some Brandon Ingram clips, because after a lot of searching, there wasn't much more than this. Wait, never mind. When writing this video, I found this foul on Blake Griffin.
Lead pass to Griffin. No, he gets one down hard. That's going to be a flagrant foul for sure.
That was not pretty. The New York Knicks have a long history of basketball, but we're staying recent here, as at the end of a blowout against the Grizzlies, Elfrid Payton went and did this.
At 22 at the half, did Brooks.
Let's turn it over. And then Payton and Crowder. Have to be separated.
Now, Payton did this because it was a blowout and Crowder immediately put up a 3 after stealing the ball. It doesn't matter who took that shot, don't disrespect the game like that. What do you guys think? Was Elfrid Payton in the right for taking out Jay Crowder, or do you just play until the final whistle blows? Now, with the Oklahoma City Thunder, I don't really feel that bad when Russell Westbrook did this.
Let's just say that. The Pistons are still trying to get there. Oh, Westbrook with a really hard foul inside as he brought the hammer on Zaza Pachulia.
I mean, what I'm saying here is that Russell Westbrook was basically getting revenge for everyone else. That one was for Kawhi, who we haven't gotten to yet, but we certainly will. Next up is the Orlando Magic, and in the bubble, Aaron Gordon was not happy when Kyle Lowry did this.
Gordon turns the corner in the 4th foul on Kyle. And Aaron Gordon goes down.
And so then, months later, after carefully plotting out an amazing revenge, Aaron Gordon forgot everything about his revenge plan, saw Larry coming up the court, seized the moment, and did this.
I think that they're gonna take a look at this. Oh yeah, there's intent there.
Safe to say that Aaron Gordon took that personal. Moving away from that, the Phoenix Suns have an incredible collection of dirty plays. Some of these dirty fouls are funny to watch, and just, you'll understand what I mean when you watch Danny Ainge get mad.
Now watch Ellie number 7 is gonna turn, and look at this. Boom,
he hits him right in the face.
What's really great about this play is that the Rockets were up by over 10 in a playoff game, and Mario Elie took the ball to the basket, got an and one, and talked some trash to Danny Ainge after finishing. So because of this, Danny Ainge threw the ball at his face. So this was great, this was hilarious. What isn't great is this foul by Amari Stoudemire.
He played 41 minutes after missing the 3 games. How about that pass? To Bogut. Oh, no. Andrew Bogut came crashing down.
As you just saw, Stoudemire pushed Bogut a little in the back, and that was enough to shatter Bogut's elbow. Finishing up with the Suns, Raja Bell certainly made waves here with this foul on Kobe Bryant.
Bryant gets, oh my gosh, oh, this clothesline Bryant.
Now, if you don't remember, Raja Bell was supposed to be a Kobe Bryant stopper, but no one could really stop Kobe unless you did exactly what Raja Bell did here. For the Sacramento Kings, we're going with a DeMarcus Cousins montage. As I'm talking, you're watching DeMarcus Cousins do some things right now, and here's one of the more dirty plays involved. And now we're at the San Antonio Spurs, where the most devastating play against them was this one.
They go to Nash. Nash in backcourt, and he's knocked hard by Ori and fouled. And now Ori's gonna get attacked here.
This took place in Game 4 of the 2007 Western Conference semifinals, and because Amari Stoudemire and Boris Diaw left the bench after this happened, they both received a 1-game suspension, and the Suns lost this series. However, in terms of just sheer what is going on, watch this.
Been interesting here in the third. Raleigh Zerbiak is kicked in the face by Bruce Bowen.
Yes, Bruce Bowen just jump kicked Wally Szczerbiak in the face. If I didn't see this, I know what could have been a horrible injury. Luckily, Brown was fine. Moving on, there are a ton of reasons to dislike the Utah Jazz's Karl Malone, and this one really doesn't top my list, but still, what a dirty, dirty play.
He comes down slower, and then he got in the lead. Down he goes, Isaiah. Oh, he took a blow to the head. Blood all over his forehead.
This was a dirty play by a dirty player. Karl Malone had a history of doing these type of things. Watch here and you can see what he did to David Robinson.
Shooting starts. The score is 1 for 5. And Utah 2 for 6. And David Robinson goes down immediately. David got hit and went down. And David may be out.
You, Karl Malone.